Welcome to the Pretty Much Sisters podcast, hosted by two Welshies connected by love, not blood.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Ava.
And for our first ever episode, we're finally here, we'll be talking about our unique introduction. It's a chance to get to know us and the podcast, and we're going to delve into what inspires us as women.
So we're so excited to finally say, let's get started.
Woo! Yay! Today is just all going to be about introductions. Some of you know us, some of you don't. Like how we met, etc., etc.
Yes, definitely.
So yeah, we're sort of going to dive off into that. Because we always have that question.
We do.
Don't we? Like how we met. Because where we come up with the name Pretty Much Sisters is because people used to say to us that we are like sisters.
Even though we look completely different, in my opinion.
Yeah. Sort of, we have been called two peas in a pod.
Yes.
But I just think it's because of our banter.
Yeah.
We have good banter. I literally rinse Ava all the time and she can take it.
Yeah. She rinses me a lot.
Yeah, but then you do give it back. You do give it back.
Yeah, I do because.
But yeah, that's sort of like the humour is sort of what's bonded us, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So I employed Ava.
Yeah.
For a short while.
And short while. It was a year.
Yeah, it was a year.
It wasn't a short while, and it felt like 6.
Oh right, truth is coming out now.
It did, you know it did.
Yeah, but we bonded very quickly. Over Harry Potter, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's so embarrassing. It's cringe when you look back at it, but I feel like when you meet new people, it's always cringe. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think I might have mentioned the fact that I like Harry Potter, and I think that I'm a Harry Potter super fan, but I think I'm like an old Harry Potter super fan.
Yeah,
I love like the older Harry Potters, and I'd actually never watched the Deathly Hallows until maybe 2 years ago when I met Reese.
Oh my
boyfriend.
That's actually disturbing.
I know, and I think that he then put into perspective what a super fan was to me, because he used to like sort of quote and etc. and then
she met me.
Lo and behold,
I am the biggest Harry Potter fan there is, to the point where it's actually really embarrassing for like a 17-year-old girl to be so invested. But I met Hannah. I think Hannah asked me, I think it was like the first day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was the first day.
It was on the first day.
Yeah, and she asked me, like what film, like what's your favourite film franchise or something like that, and I like immediately said Harry Potter. And then she's like, oh my god, I love Harry Potter, my boyfriend loves Harry Potter too. And then it got to the point where I quoted something and she found it hilarious.
Something?
Yeah, I quoted Ron Weasley. And she found it hilarious, and literally middle of the shift, she like rung her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I ended up speaking to Reese for like 15 minutes about Harry Potter. Mind you, never met this man before. I didn't meet him then until like 3 weeks later. So I couldn't even put a name to the face, or face to the name, you know?
I think I used to ring you and ask you to just do quotes down the phone for a little while.
Yeah,
which is quite weird.
It's quite strange, yeah, because...
But Ava does it really well. I think you should do one.
No,
come on, break the ice. Break the ice.
Okay, which one do you want? You want to stop Snake from getting that stone or not?
Yeah. Ronald Weasley.
No, I hate that.
It's so good. Go on.
Ronald Weasley, how dare you steal that car? Your father's facing an inquiry at work, and it's all your fault. Oh, and Ginny, dear, congratulations on getting Gryffindor. Me and your father are so proud.
So good.
That's so cringe. I hate it.
She knows it word for word. And it was just rolling off the tongue. And I thought, yeah, I love this girl.
Mind you, she didn't say that she loved me until a further 9 months later.
No, I was like, oh, I do love you, Ave.
I do love you now, Ave, I do. And she said now, and I was with some people at work, and they were like, you only just loved her now.
Yeah, but it was all like the feet drama, wasn't it? It was just, things were just sort of like rubbing me up the wrong way sometimes. And I was thinking, I don't know about this one. You know, I don't know.
Didn't stop you from making me work 6 days a week, did it?
Oh my god. Or looking after my dog.
Or looking after your dog, or meeting your dog first.
Literally on the day that... Oh, it wasn't on the day that I got Luna, was it? But it was the day that I sort of decided.
It was the day you got... No, it was the day you got Luna. That I looked after her.
Oh, that you looked after her, yeah. But the day of... that the day that I decided to get Luna, my lovely little Luna dog, we rehomed, Ava came, so we'd been to a funeral. Oh, bless me. But we'd been to one of our customers' funerals, and then I was like, "Oh, hey, do you fancy coming to see a dog with me after this?"
By the way, I was dressed up as you would to a funeral, all in black. Like, I very obviously looked like I was going to a funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and I met Luna for the first time.
And she took to you straight away, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. She is my little niece.
I think that was probably the point that I thought I love you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start serenading you now.
Please don't. We don't need that.
But I used to always do that to you as well, didn't I?
Yeah. Oh, terrible.
I'm a singer, guys. Do you know what I mean?
She's very
I'm
theatre girl.
Singy, yeah, and that's like again, it's like it shows the age difference. I think I don't really know. You're not really a theatre.
I've never liked musicals.
You are dramatic, but you're not into dramatic theatre.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Okay. I'm dramatic. Careful, babe.
Okay. So I would say that we've probably got like a bit of an unusual friendship because we are from different generations. Shout out to all the millennials who think they're Gen Z, or like think that there's like I wouldn't say I think I'm Gen Z actually, because that's not right. You know, I feel as if I'm doing the millennials injustice by saying that, but I think I'm like down with the Gen Zs. So I would say I came up with a term called a zillennial, didn't I?
Yeah.
Which obviously clearly weirds you out. But
at
the time she was like proper, she was like, yeah, that's cool.
No, I never though. I just lied because I wanted to keep my job.
Oh my god.
I've never liked it.
So much stuff that's coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we think that like, it's like as if we're related. We've got a similar sense of humour. And Ava, like, yeah, you do often get mistaken for like a 40-year-old, don't you, as well? So, even though I'm not 40, guys, I'm 31.
Yeah, I do get mistaken as a 40-year-old woman, which is really annoying because everybody thinks I'm like 25 plus. And I have got mistaken as 40-year-old twice now. And there's a story because...
Oh my word, I know what you're going to say.
No, I'm not going to say that one.
Oh.
No, I've got a new one. Recent.
Oh.
I'll say that one as well. So the recent one was that... Well, it's 3 occasions now I've been mistaken as my dad's wife.
Oh.
Which obviously is 1, disgusting, and 2, just offensive.
And your dad's an older dad as well.
My dad's 61, guys. And obviously I'm 17. Nearly 18, yeah. So we were first of all, we were in the market in town. And the fruit market. Anyway, so I went with my dad this time. And we were talking and he was like bagging up the fruit for me and he was like, oh, is this, and then he spoke to my dad, he was like, oh, this is your missus, oh, does your missus want this? And he was like, oh, yeah. And like, my dad didn't comprehend. And I was like, why didn't you say that I'm your daughter?
Your dad said yeah.
Yeah, my dad said yeah. And it got to the point where like, I literally just had to walk away then. So then every time I've been since, they're like, are you alright, love? You alright? Because obviously he's a lot older than me. He's like 44 years older than me.
Yeah.
And it's just, so now they think I'm getting like...
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
By an older man.
Oh, you poor my dad. So laid back as well.
I know, and I was like, why didn't you say anything? I didn't even hear him. I was like, right, okay.
You don't look that old. You know that I would tell you if you did.
Yeah.
But you don't. You don't look 40. I do wind her up and say that, like, when she's like a 40-year-old. But, you don't. You don't look 40. But I think, like, early 20s is easy. Brilliant. And you have that quite often, don't you?
Yeah, I've had that since I was, like, 14.
Yeah, and you do present yourself. Oh, do you want to tell everybody about that story?
So the story that Hannah is
my favourite story. I retell this for Ava a lot.
She retells it to everyone I've ever met with her. Joint, you know? So when I was 16, I was looking to go into colleges and I went to an open day with my friend at the time. My best friend at the time. She's very different looking to me. She was slim, really pretty, like, really beautiful, like, long brown hair, curly, like, yeah, she was gorgeous. And obviously I went in straight after a shift at work and I look scruffy. Anyway, so we go into the open day and it's just me and her, and we go into religious studies, and we were both looking to join religious studies because we were both really good at it. Anyway, so I walk in and I say, oh, we're looking for religious studies. And she was like, yeah, okay, over here. And she spoke to us. But what it was that she would directly only speak to my friend. And then she turned to me and she was like, right, so this is what we'll do for her. And I just froze. And I'm not usually a freezer.
What do you say to that?
But I'm not usually a freezer in these situations. But I literally froze. And I walked out, and we walked down to the end of the corridor, and I just looked at her and I was like, she thought I was your mum. She thought I was your mum. And she was like, no. And then she just burst out laughing. She's like, oh my God, she thought you was my mum. It was the most humiliating thing I think I've ever done in my life, or been through, because I was 16. She was older than me by almost a year. And I was mistaken as her mother. And we looked nothing alike. And I thought, oh my God, I just look like a scruffy 40-year-old woman. I look old enough to birth a human being my age. And that just shook me to the core. It shook me to the core.
But when I met you, I knew your age, but I never thought for 2 seconds, wow, she looks way older. I think it's only when I started to get to know you, and I think that that's why so many people say it, because you are very mature. But
I'm
sometimes when she's not sulking.
Years.
But
okay. Hannah likes to sulk as well.
Do I?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes, you do.
No, I go quiet if you've miffed me off that much that I just think I cannot speak to her any longer.
You sulk.
Literally like a sister.
Yeah, Hannah, when Hannah's annoyed at me, because she goes quiet.
She pushes the buttons.
And she just goes, she's like, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Because I'm full of encouragement, guys. Do you know what I mean? I'm very positive, aren't I? And I'm quite I'll encourage, and and I always feel like if Ava's not feeling too good, or if she's not feeling right about something, right, I'll keep encouraging her, and I will always do that for her. But there comes a point with the sulking, it just gets too much.
Yeah. My reaction immediately is to feel sorry for myself.
Yeah, and I don't think it comes from a bad place, and I don't think it comes from a place where you're throwing your toys out the pram or anything like that. I think sometimes sulking with Ave just comes from maybe just feeling a little bit overwhelmed or something like that.
Yeah, I get really overwhelmed very easily.
But I'm just come on now.
Yeah.
This is how it is.
But Hannah does like a sulk herself, mind.
Yeah, well, I think everybody does to a certain extent.
I thought you said you don't sulk just now. So somebody's lying.
So, yeah, maybe a little bit, but only if it's just gone too far with me. And then, because I think I'm quite
you like to
I'm
sulk
quite a
with
positive
race.
person.
You like to sulk about race.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably.
Yeah. So let's not lie now.
Maybe we'll bring the fence story up
another time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so basically we wanted something good. We wanted something positive. We wanted to bring something positive to you. We want to connect with you. We've got quite an uncanny relationship. So after a few deep and meaningful conversations, we thought, let's come up with a podcast that we can really sort of highlight that sort of sisterhood feeling. We do believe Ava's got a poster above her head saying girls can do anything. We are true believers of that, aren't we?
Definitely.
And we sort of want to bring that to the podcast. So we would like, over the next couple of months for this to grow enough that we can bring people on. We've got some sort of lovely Welsh women in mind that we would like to ask to come on the podcast. Some of them closer to us as well, because we have got some friends as well that we know would be really good.
We're very
on the pod.
surrounded by people who are very strong, independent women who do bring a lot to the table.
Yeah, definitely. So we've come up with it. We've come up with pretty much sisters, just obviously based on us, but it is going to be about sort of that the womanhood, sisterhood, girl chat, girl therapy. We are your sisters. We want to be your best friend. And we think sometimes like girls sort of can struggle with that, with like sort of friendships, and we want to be here. We're going to be popping up like question boxes on our socials. Like we're literally here for interaction, for any ideas that you've got that you'd like us to talk about, any topics on the podcast, and everything else, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we thought like all things female. So it'll be like anything from like beauty to fashion, things that inspire us as a woman. You know, it will be like maybe a little bit of gossip, even though we don't want to sort of come across as like that being negative, but it sort of will be gossipy things, maybe things that like we're watching,
problems we face as women,
Absolutely.
Things that women relate to. That's not excluding anybody else, but
No.
our main focus is obviously women and how we are, because that is who we are, and that's how we relate to each other, really.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, even though sort of I might have, like, I'm a little bit older than Ava, and I maybe have had sort of more experience, like, in doing different things or whatever, but I think, like, because Ava is like very mature for her age, and I think that she sort of brings that Gen Z perspective. Because I think that sort of that younger generation now, you definitely struggle with different things than like maybe I did when I was Ava's age. So she can sort of bring her take on everything as well. And we just want you to be a part of it. We want you to be a part of our sisterhood.
Definitely.
And we hope like you enjoy what we bring to the table, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
we just hope you guys like enjoy this space and feel comfortable as much as we feel comfortable with each other.
Yeah.
We want that to be portrayed to you, and for you to see that, and for you to feel that if you don't have that, you know?
Yeah.
And even if you do, add some more people to it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. We want you to sort of grab a brew or a glass of wine, maybe a wine or a bevy. Ooh. Do we say that? Can we say that?
You can say it, babe. I'm not supporting it.
But we want you to, so whether you're listening to this at like 8 o'clock in the morning while you're doing your makeup, or you're listening to it at 9 o'clock on a Friday night when you just want to have a little giggle because you've had a stressful week, it doesn't matter. You know, we're going to sort of like, we want you to just have a little bit of a giggle with us. So we thought we'd kick things off
with loves and icks with each other.
Yeah. So we thought we wouldn't do our own because it becomes like it's not as fun, I suppose. No. So we thought we don't know what each other
We've
picked.
completely kept it a secret.
Yeah.
And we've thought of 2 icks and 2 loves about each other.
I actually haven't thought of 2 icks. I've only thought of 1 ick, but it's quite a big one.
Okay, well, I've thought of 2 icks.
Oh, great.
And you've already mentioned 1, so...
Oh, that's right. I know what it's going to be. Yep. Do you want to start then? So you've got 2 icks.
Also, and I know the first one's going to really annoy you.
And do you know what? I feel like sometimes she makes me feel like I'm a walking ick.
That's so untrue, because Hannah's already listed off 5 things she thinks are an ick about me within the whole 2 days that we've thought of this.
Yeah, actually, I've got another one.
Oh, great.
I've got another one.
Great.
No, great. I'm not going to do that. Go on, you start.
Right.
Oh, God.
So my first ick for Hannah is the way she defrosts food.
The way I defrost my food?
I don't like the you.
What, in the house?
Yeah, I sometimes don't like the way you defrost your chicken in the microwave. It really scares me, because I'm so terrified of salmonella, and also the fact that you don't really care if your meat's cooked through all the way.
I always cook my chicken all the way through.
Yeah, but you don't cook your beef all the way through.
Well,
mince, I don't know.
Right, it's because I made food for me and Ava the other day.
No, that's not. It's when you made that chicken thing for yourself, and it was like sweet potato, and like, so defrosting her chicken in the microwave, and it made me feel like really panicked, because I hate the thought of getting salmonella, food poisoning, anything like that, because I've had it once, and it was the most horrendous thing I've ever experienced.
The thing is with Ava, like, she probably sees me doing really questionable things, like, but she would never actually like say that's questionable. She'll just go, "Are you sure you're okay doing that, babe?" And really, she's thinking, "Oh my God, that's absolutely disgusting."
Yeah.
It's only like, well, let me know. Do you defrost chicken in a microwave?
I can't. No. I let it defrost. And if I'm honest, I don't eat defrosted anything because I get too scared.
What? So you don't, if you frozen meat and then you take it out and like say you just left it on, like leave it on the side or put it in the fridge to defrost, then you wouldn't eat that then.
I've only ever done it once, and I did it for a
Whoa.
chili, and then I couldn't do it after that. And I don't think I only ate a little bit of that chili.
See, I bulk buy.
Yeah, I can't.
From the butcher, so like I'm not gonna all of a sudden eat 30 chicken breasts.
No,
Do you know what I mean?
but I don't do that, so it just freaks me out.
I just put it on a defrost setting, by the way, guys.
Yeah, I just don't like it. I don't like the thought of it because you're getting that radiation in your chicken.
Wow.
And
I know, you're supposed to.
I thought you would be the biggest against that.
Yeah.
So it just shocked me.
Can I just
when
say that I
it.
don't do this on a regular occasion? It's literally if I'm
I've
in
seen
a
you do it
rush.
twice.
Yeah, I've done it with mince. I've done it with mince, and I've done it with chicken once. Like literally, I've done it with mince that day that you came over and I made that lovely food for us.
Yeah, I liked it. You defrosted that in the microwave.
I defrosted it first, yeah, because
In
it
the
got to a
microwave?
point and it still wasn't
In the microwave.
fully defrosted. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have eaten it.
and then I popped it on the
You
stove.
didn't tell me you defrosted it in the microwave?
Yeah, I didn't know you had a problem with it until now.
Oh my god. No wonder I felt a bit icky after that. I thought it was mint sauce.
I thought it was that green that I ate. The biggest ick, and every woman around the globe is going to agree with me, that Ava has not seen Notting Hill. Right, that's one. Okay. She hasn't seen Pretty Woman. That's two. You haven't seen Pretty Woman?
Yeah.
I asked you, have you seen Pretty Woman? You said no.
No, you said, have you seen Pretty Woman? I said, no. And then I said, oh, is that the one about with,
with the dog and the...
is that the one with, Roberts in it?
Julia Roberts.
Yeah, Julia Roberts in it. And then I said, yeah, oh, I have seen that.
Oh, right, okay. Well, sorry. So she might have seen Pretty Woman then. So we'll let her off for that one. But girls, she hasn't seen Mean Girls.
I haven't seen
Like,
Mean
how
Girls.
can you actually go through life and not quote Mean Girls?
I have quoted Mean Girls
You
because
can't sit with us.
Because I've watched the clips on TikTok.
Your hair looks sexy pushed back.
Oh no, I don't know those. I just know on Wednesdays we wear pink.
Literally. And you wanted to do that, mind. You wanted to do that in work, and you hadn't even seen the film.
Yeah, I know. I did lie well.
Honest to God, I just think how can you be a woman and not have watched Mean Girls? Like, give her the task, mind, of going to watch it. So I think we should vlog watching Mean Girls and Ava's reactions, because you will love it.
The thing is, though, you've picked it up so much, I probably will hate it because you've just spoke about it so much. I already know the plot line. I'd probably be bored halfway through and end up going outside. Do you know what I mean?
I have basically told it.
She's told me the whole storyline. I know the character's name.
So fetch.
I know who's in it. I've never watched it.
Like, I can't, but I don't know. Like, how do you justify that? How do you justify not
Because I've got a
watching Mean
life.
Girls?
That's the thing.
Right.
When you told me...
You watch things that, like, 80-year-olds would watch.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
When?
You just watch, like, Country Life and stuff.
When? I watched
Your dad.
Yellowstone.
You do watch, like...
Have you watched 1917?
No.
Well.
That's not Mean Girls.
Yeah, but Hannah gave me the task of watching it, but she also, like, didn't keep up with pushing me to watch it, so then I just forgot about it.
See, I thought that I gave you the task of watching Pretty Woman. I gave you the task of watching Notting Hill, and you said you were going to go home and watch Pretty Woman.
But you know one task you did tell me.
Have you
Bridget Jones.
Have you seen?
You gave me the task. You gave me the task of watching Bridget Jones, and I've watched all 3 of them.
Can you not do that to me, please? Hold on.
I watched Bridget Jones when you told me to.
Oh, did you enjoy?
I liked the first one. I didn't like the second one. Or the third one. I got bored by the third.
Can we cut this, please?
No, I said I liked the first. I really liked the first one because I love Hugh Grant.
So Hugh Grant is in Notting Hill.
Yeah, I know he's in Notting Hill, but I just haven't got round to watching it. It's not my type of thing. I'm not into stuff like that.
I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy.
Yeah, I
asking
know
hurt.
that quote.
Asking
I
hurt
know
for
the
me.
quotes. I know the quotes. I just don't
Rissa fans.
watch
Do you know
it.
what I mean? Like, come on. She's got to watch Notting Hill.
I will watch it eventually. I'm sure I will. But you've bigged it. The thing is with Hannah, she bigs things up so much that when I actually watch it, like she bigged up. She bigged. That's an ick for you as well. Hannah corrects me all the time.
Sorry, I know I do it to everyone.
It's so annoying. I watched Bridget Jones and she bigged it up so much that I just didn't like it in the end because she basically told me everything.
Right, so task for Ava, maybe we'll watch it together. We'll do a vlog, guys, okay, of Ava watching Mean Girls. But yeah, that's the biggest ick in the world, that is.
And you
Sorry.
haven't got another one?
No, but I won't choose another one for you. If I was going to choose one though, I would say that you trying to get into my car is a massive ick.
Hannah's car's a mini and the door doesn't bloody open and it's so annoying.
Every time.
Every time.
Squeeze the handle, and
But
it's
the
getting
thing
to a
is,
point
though-
now where it's like, come on.
Yeah, but your car is breaking down, babe. Like, I don't even know if you'll be able to get home from here today.
I'll be walking now.
Literally.
Oh my word.
So, it's not really my fault your car door's a bit jammy.
No, you can't open the car door either. What's the third?
Don't worry about it.
Are you sure?
You know what it is. You know what it is.
Fabuloso.
No.
I don't then.
Zillennial.
I've actually mentioned it as
I know.
well.
That's why.
Wow. I bet you. Oh, I can imagine what you were thinking then.
Oh, I was like, Jesus.
Can I just ask, right? Is this a thing? Did I make this up, or
Yeah.
is it a thing?
I've never heard of it before.
Because if I just made it up, then I honestly think that I've just started something. But I would never say the word slay. You know?
Would you say that eats?
No, remember this? The script that you made me do? I was like, what is that?
You've never done it.
I did?
You never did it. You never did it.
Oh my god, I must have dreamt it.
You never did that.
Well, she wrote a script for me for a TikTok once, and I was reading it thinking, how do people even talk like
What
that?
did I say? I think I still got it on my phone.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh wow, it was just too much. It was way
She
too much.
didn't post it, even though she begged me to write her script.
What does that eat mean? That eat means?
That eats.
Yeah, eats.
That eats, like, oh
Oh,
my
but
God,
that's
you
really
slay.
good.
Like, that's great.
Right.
Like, that eats, like, you've done really well.
Right.
Like, that's amazing.
Okay. Yeah, like amazing. You know, that's
Or like if
fabulous.
You could say that, I don't know, somebody looks good in an outfit instead of saying you look. I don't know what your generation would say. That looks sick, maybe.
Yeah, I say sick.
Yeah, you'd say, "Oh my God, you eat." Oh, that slays.
Oh
that
my
eats.
God.
You know.
Right. So on to the next. Loves.
Okay.
Let's go with something nice now.
Okay. Are you gonna go?
Yes. I didn't actually write this down because I'm just going to say something really nice about Ava. I think that Ava is probably and something I absolutely love about her. Actually, there's loads of things I love about her. When I messaged her last night, I was like, I can't think of one. But
I was so
she obviously knows that there's loads of things that I love about her. But she is probably, and I do tell her this a lot, so she's probably going to be like yawn, but she is probably the most mature slash I don't know even know how to put it into words. She's 17, all right, she's nearly 18, but she's got really strong morals and she's got really strong values, and I just think that in itself, it sort of speaks for itself, because if Ava really believes in something and she's really passionate about something, you can just feel it from her. And she's so dependable. She looks after my dog so much, but she is that type of person, and I just think that she will be completely trustworthy, and she's very, I don't know, you're very committed. Loyal, yeah, and loyal. And I think those qualities in abundance with you, just sort of, yeah, that I love about you.
Oh,
So
that's really
just your
nice.
qualities, because I think that, yeah, for a 17, 18-year-old, yeah, you ooze in Like, and you just really stick to what you believe in.
That's lovely.
And I love that.
Oh, thank you, babe.
What
That's
have you
really
got for
nice.
me? Like my eyelashes or something.
No, actually.
No.
I said that, okay, so my biggest love for Hannah is that no matter what, no matter who, she'll always take the time to understand. No matter what I've done or what I say or who I'm talking about, she'll always take the time to understand my point of view. And she's always supportive in what she says. And like, even if I do need to be humbled a little bit, like, she will always understand for what I'm saying or why I feel a certain way, whether it's justified or not. She will always take the time to understand like what I think from my point of view, and like that's really supportive, and I do really love that about her.
Oh, thanks. I think I just try and like put myself in your shoes at your age as well. Do you know what I mean? And like, and I think sometimes like, I think Ava like tends to you like worry about things a lot, and then I think like, what's the word? You sort of like make it bigger than what it is sometimes, you know?
Overthinking, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like we're all overthinkers, you know, like, you know, and I think some people more than others. I'm definitely an overthinker, but I think I've sort of been younger, you know, I sort of try and sort of bring Ava back to a place where it's like, you know, I don't know, it's like downplayed then, I guess.
Bring me back
Yeah.
to it. Make
Yeah.
me touch a bit of grass, you know?
Yeah, put your ass on the grass then. You know?
Okay. She has to bring the mood down. Lovely.
But yeah, it's trying to like see it from a different perspective, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have like a little meltdown about certain things, and I'm just like, come on now.
Is it
you know?
really a first world problem?
Yeah, but then also you have to think that it actually might be really affecting her. Like certain things might be really affecting you as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's my love.
I want to say another like as well, actually.
Okay.
Your matcha skills.
Right, okay.
Matcha is such a thing right now, but to be fair, today we've got coconut iced matcha,
Yeah.
coconut syrup, coconut milk, coconut milk, yeah. And I gotta be honest,
Coconut water as well.
it bangs.
Right. Okay.
Coconut water as well.
So what I did was
Have a look at our latest TikTok, guys, because Ava's put a
the
recipe on there.
recipe is on our TikTok. Please go follow, go like the video, and follow our personal accounts as well. If you
She
don't
worked really hard on that video. Yes.
I worked really hard.
100 views.
100 views, 2 likes, and those 2 were us.
Only my mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna like sort of do like some different matches for the podcast, because we thought coffee sometimes, like, I think like this is like a slow release, isn't it, matcha?
Yeah.
Whereas like coffee can make you a bit jittery sometimes, and I think this is like a bit of a dopamine rush and is like adrenaline spike before we actually do this podcast, isn't it? Because it's like, oh, gotta get it right, and if you're adding caffeine to that,
Yeah.
and we've just had a coffee as well.
Well, actually, I've had 2 matches. I've actually had 3 matches because I had one this morning.
Wow.
I've had 3 matches and 1 iced coffee today. So if like
slow release, it'll be creeping up on you later, like.
well, no, if I like suddenly start having heart palpitations, guys, then the camera's getting cut.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Should we run into the toilet now? Okay. Okay. Next, I only thought of 1 and 1. I thought we were doing 1 and 1.
Okay.
So right now, I'm not really going to think of another one. But as we go along, I'll probably blow smoke up your ass anyway, because I usually do.
You're such a liar.
I'll get off.
When have you blown smoke up my backside?
I always do. That sounded as if I actually do it up my backside.
Well, I tried not to swear.
Oh my god. No, I think I lift you up quite often. I definitely don't judge.
Yeah,
I never pull anyone down.
Stop reading my loves for him.
Oh, I love that, Ave.
And literally, I wrote 4 down. And do you know what I mean?
We're going to do a would you rather. We're going to give ourselves 2 questions each.
Yeah.
Would you rather have visible armpit sweat stains? That's a real mouthful. All the time, or always have spinach stuck in your teeth?
Always have spinach stuck in my teeth.
Would you?
Because I'm not going to smell of sweat constantly.
So you just thought, oh,
I would, yeah. I just wouldn't talk.
Wow.
Yeah, no, because
That would be a sad, sad thing for the world.
liar, you'd love it.
Or my mute friend you're doing the podcast. And so for me, I would probably rather have the sweat stains for you. If like for podcast, like, you know, because obviously we still need that voice. You know?
So she's asking me a would you rather, and she's answered it herself for me. Right.
Okay, go on, justify yourself.
Justify myself is that I can't stand smell.
Hmm.
Smelling bad, looking bad.
Yeah, but it's visible sweat stains. So I you know, it could
Yeah,
just
but-
be that you got like a leaky pit.
No, because there's never sweat without a smell. There's never sweat without a smell.
Hmm.
Whether you notice it or not.
Yeah.
Guys, notice the sweat and notice the smell. So that's my advice for you for today. Please. No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't leave the house.
So you'd rather have spinach in your teeth?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think anyone would believe it because I'm not really a spinach person.
Have you ever had spinach?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
God, I'm that uncultured. Okay.
Okay, go on then for me.
Okay. So my first would you rather is grow hair at a normal pace,
Mhm.
never be able to shave again, anywhere.
Right.
Or you have to shave every day,
Mm.
but the hair grows in quicker. As in, like, you shaved one day and then the next day you've got a full bush.
I'm gonna have to go with the first one.
Never shave again.
I don't think I could shave. Like, depends. Like, what razor am I using? You know what I mean?
The cheap ones, the yellow ones you get from
Oh yeah.
from
no,
Super
sorry.
Saver.
Oh no. Yeah. No, I couldn't. I couldn't
And like
do it.
they always come a little bit rusty.
No, because you'd have shaving rash. You'd be sore. Like, it's just better to just leave it flow, guys. Do you know what I mean? In there,
Be a
Just-
natural.
just brave the bush. Why
Brave the
not?
bush.
I would say au natural. Yeah, bring back the bush.
Okay,
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. Oh, we agree. Would you rather always have? Okay, so can I just say that Ava is very hair orientated. I don't know.
Orientated.
Yeah, orientated, and she loves doing her hair. She's very good at it. And Anne actually wants to go back to college and do hair. We'll touch
go
on that
that.
subject again.
Yeah.
But so I've come up with this one. Would you rather, because I know something that really bugged her the other day was me having one strand of hair out of a bun, and it just does not bother me whatsoever. But all she did all day was say, that one strand of hair's down, Han. And I was like,
And she wouldn't fix it, and it really annoyed me.
well, I was like, well, can you do something about it then? Do you know what I mean? But would you rather always have one strand of hair that's out of place, or always have one wet sock?
One wet sock. One wet sock. You.
What about trench foot?
I'm gonna have to brave it. One strand of hair that's always out of anything I ever
Yeah.
put my hair in.
So that would kill you, I
No,
think.
it would.
That would
I'd
kill
have to
you
shave it
off.
off. I'd have to shave it off.
But like when you have like your space buns and stuff. Oh God, she did do it. Or she did my hair the other day. I didn't need Botox. I didn't need any sort of
But the
facelift.
eyebrows
I was
went up
like,
to there.
honestly, it was like that. I was going on the way back in the car. I was like, Ave, can I please take my hair out? She's like, going, no, it's so nice. No, it was so tight. It was so slicked back. It was lovely,
Beauty
but I
is
just couldn't
bloody
deal with that.
pain, and you just can't. She can't deal with it. Like if I got a brave having like it feels like my scalp is burning from the fact that I've had like 16 plaits in my hair the night before to try and get some waves in it. Then that's what I'm gonna have to do. If I gotta do a slick back that's tighter than like
Can we just
the
talk
plastic
about
wrap.
what you sent me as well the other day? And me and Reese were sat there like, what the devil has she got on her head? What was that?
Oh, I wore a silk, but right, okay, so
She's exposing me to things that, like, I think I'm quite a tomboy, to be honest. Like, because you expose me to things that, like, I'm literally like, where, what is that? You know?
yeah.
And like, she just randomly I just randomly open my phone and, like, her picture's there, but it's like as if, like, there's nothing wrong or this is just normal. And she's just, like, talking like that, you know, and I'm like, Ava, like, you sat there with, like, this thing on your head. I'm not sure whether you know.
If I'm like wearing heatless rollers, like my blowout rollers, So I'd always put them in, put my bonnet on, and like I won't take it off until I'm ready to leave, you know. So, so every time I message Hannah recently, I've just had it on my head, and Reese finds it hilarious.
Well, we
and
just
thinks
weren't
I look
expecting it,
French.
to be honest. Yeah. He was like, ooh la la. But like, it was just like, wow, I did, like, just wasn't expecting it. I'd never seen one. Like, because I'm not like a girly girl like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm like a sensitive, emotional girl, but I'm not like a girly girl where I like, my hair's just checked out because I go to the gym a lot and it's just, it's just there, like in my bed or like something like this, But even this, it's like, it looks like it's tight. It's actually not. It's really, it's really not that tight.
Yeah, but you've got lovely, long, thick hair. And she's blessed with that. And she doesn't even do much to it for it to stay like that, which is really annoying.
Yeah, but my hair's just straight.
Yeah, but mine's always had a bit of a wave to it. And then, obviously, I bleached it so much it's damaged. But when I curl my hair, or when I want it to stay in a style, I just put a bonnet on. And yeah, my red bonnet, my silk bonnet, it cost me £25.
Is it?
Yeah. You can get them for like 50. And, yeah. But that's what I wear.
Well, if you want any hair tips, Ava's your guy. I told you to put it in a TikTok video the other day, but you didn't want to post it, did you?
No, because I didn't want to post it because I sent the video to Hannah and Reese was in the bloody background laughing his bloody tits off. Like, what have you got on your head?
Yeah, but he's a man's man.
So my last would you rather. So Hannah's obviously a little bit of a health freak. She likes her gym. She likes her meals, pre-made meals.
Prep. Feels prepared.
Yeah. All that. Not really. Not my thing. Anyway, so my would you rather would you rather eat nothing but chocolate every single day? Don't gain weight. You stay as you are, but you eat chocolate every day. You cannot eat anything else. Just chocolate, morning, noon, and night.
Oh.
And you have to drink hot chocolate as well.
Right.
Or would you rather never be able to taste anything sweet? Anything like coffee, matchas, nothing. Only savoury foods. Salty savoury foods.
So would I rather chocolate every day or salty foods, basically?
Yeah, but nothing sweet whatsoever. Like, you could only drink water.
Oh, that's hard. Because, like, don't get me wrong, like, I love, health is wealth, but I do like a square of chocolate now and again. But then to be honest, right, I don't oversalt my food because I love, like, I'll use, like, Himalayan pink salt for my food, but I don't use too much because I don't like salty things at all. I literally don't. I don't like really salty things. And yeah, if my food is too salted, I literally won't eat it. So I don't think I'd be able to cope with that. Whereas, like, as long as I wouldn't get like diabetes or anything, then I think I would, and like my teeth wouldn't fall out, then I would have to go with chocolate.
Every day, you can't have any other drink other than hot chocolate.
I
No
know,
water.
but so if I'm salty, I can't have matcha or anything.
No, nothing sweet.
Well, it's no win-win, is it?
No, that's why. So would you rather?
No. I don't think I could go with something salty. I think I'd have to go with the sweet. Even though, if you've said to me, like, if you had to eat, like, a particular food.
Why are you changing my would you rather? It's already been said.
It's really
Pick
hard.
one.
Okay, I'm going to go sweet.
Okay.
Oh, that was hard. Right. But now we're talking about the gym. Maybe we should just have a little bit of chat about our hobbies as well. Because Ava's got many, haven't you?
Oh, have I? Have I got many?
All right, so I think my hobbies would be, at the moment, like a hobby that I'm like, I just consistently shows up in my life is the gym because I like to keep fit. I've actually invested in a personal trainer, which I have never really done. So I actually go to a personal trainer now as well, which has been the best decision of my life. I would say the gym is probably like a big hobby of mine. And then I quite like to so I love reading, I love journaling. Recently I brought journaling back into my life. I didn't for a while. I didn't journal for a little while, but it's something that sort of, especially like, what it was like, COVID, and yeah, like dare we say it, the pandemic, like, I started journaling a lot, and it sort of led me to like my next experience and what I wanted to do, and I think that it just sort of like sets you up for the day. and I think that being able to sort of like write down your thoughts and sort of alleviate your mind of your thoughts is sort of a really good way to set yourself up for the day and also end the day as well. But at the moment, I've just been doing that in the morning. I love photography, and then I did try and start the piano. A 30-year-old having a midlife crisis. At the beginning was it the beginning of the year? No, it was last year.
No, it was last year. I think it was like last September.
Yeah, so I love singing, guys, okay, but something that I've always wanted to do is doing the piano. So I was like, do you know what? Like, I'm 31, like, I need to start doing things that, you know, that I've wanted to do, and I didn't want to sacrifice sort of any more time not doing that and spend any more time not doing that. So I got myself a weighted keyboard, started lessons. Yeah, and life just took over, I suppose. But I did start, and I was learning children's songs. So I was thinking one day I could come on the podcast and give people like a little rendition.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah.
So yeah, I might treat you to that one day. I actually haven't showed Ava either, have I?
No, I've
But I'm
never.
two-handed now. I'm double-handed. I'm double-handing the piano. So yeah. But I have like put a little temporary pause to my lessons, just because life is taking over at the moment. But I am going to start again, and yeah, I'm gonna try. So yeah, I hope like you can gather like the picture of me. I'm like health is wealth, and singing, dancing, music. I can't actually dance that well. It's just
Sarcasm.
I'm a singy, dancey person. Sarcasm. My dog. I love my dog so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like sort of sums up my hobbies.
Yeah.
Reading. I do like reading, but I don't get much time to do that at the minute. Or I'm that type of person that will go to bed at the moment and just open a book, read a page and fall asleep. So yeah, so reading is sort of like a holiday thing at the minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably my hobbies, I would say.
Okay, on to my hobbies. Hannah's gonna absolutely wet herself now. So my hobbies is I love makeup, hair, anything beauty related, like fashion. I like history. Like history was one of like a very like I am quite passionate about history. It was my favourite subject ever. And I'm just I love history. I love reading. I do like to read.
Ooh, talk about your latest book purchase.
Yeah, I went to Waterstones. First of all, can we talk about how expensive books are?
You need to go second hand nowadays.
Yeah, well, I bought 3 books and I spent 50 quid. I did buy hardback copies of classics, so maybe that's my fault.
I did buy the first version of
yeah. I bought Love and Friendship by Jane Austen, Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, and I bought a Greek mythology book because that is one of my hobbies actually.
Told you she's 40 again.
Is right.
Come on, though, in there. Come on.
So I bought a Greek mythology book, because like Greek mythology is like a big passion of mine. I love learning about it. I think that in history and in mythology, I think is so influential, and it's just so like the stories are so tragic, but they're also beautiful. Like Orpheus and Eurydice, like that is the biggest love story in Greek mythology, and like. It was like I just love Greek mythology. I actually don't love all the gods. Like we'll talk about that at a different time because some of them are absolute knobs. But I do like Greek mythology. So reading Greek mythology, all that things. And then the hobbies Hannah's put down for me to talk about, and I know she's put them down in her head maybe, is I went on for the business I worked in, Hannah's business, for Christmas. We went on a little works do, as you do, and we went and we did pottery as our works do. Pottery. And because of this, I was actually really good at pottery. I loved it. And I was really good. Okay, I wasn't
you were good at the spinning.
I was good at the spinning one, yeah. So I was feeling a little bit reckless. and I spent almost £200 on a pottery wheel for my house. I've used it 4 times in total, made 2 items, and I haven't used it since. So,
what did you actually make?
I made a jug, but it smashed.
Oh, yeah.
And then I've got a little sauce pot dip that I made.
I was waiting for like plates. I was thinking, wow, I'm gonna have homemade plates. I'm gonna have like literally, I'm gonna have some vases. Yeah,
Wow.
it didn't work out.
If you want to
like
buy me a
that.
kiln, babe, you can do that, but they're literally like £5. So, no. And another hobby that I did for about 2 weeks and then forgot about is colouring.
Yeah.
I bought a colouring book and all the colouring pens of like 80 different colouring pens. I did it for about 3 weeks and then, left it. I've also done this loads of times though because I used to do knitting.
Oh.
I used to do knit. I can knit. I used to do knitting. I sound so old. I used to do knitting. Did it for about 2 weeks. I made a scarf for my friend in the Hufflepuff colours because she was a big Harry Potter fan. I never gave it to her because I didn't finish it. Yeah, I finished it.
Oh yeah, you were in it the other day.
Yeah. No. You're such a liar. I did crocheting. I bought all the crochet kit and then never made anything with it. Tried to do like a square and I couldn't do it. So I just left it.
Just stick to what you know, love.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So I just didn't really do. That's it really.
But I think though, like we do, you know, I think sometimes things come up and then it's like, oh wow, I'm gonna try this. Wow, I'm gonna try that. But it just doesn't work out like that. I think that when I hit 30, I was thinking I need to do things that I wanted to do before I sort of hit that next stage of my life. And then, you know, so getting a piano was one of them. But, you know, yeah, I think it's like, it does actually take a lot longer than what you think. And so nearly a year on and I'm still not Mozart. But yeah. So this is like going to be part of the podcast as well. Is that it's like we're figuring out stuff, aren't we? You know, as well as we go. I think so.
Yeah.
Like I'm still figuring stuff out, and I think that like it's nice to sort of like take the people along with us while we're doing it.
Yeah.
And we were thinking like, you know, like obviously Ava here is going to be learning how to drive. Aren't you, Ave?
So my thing with driving is that
to be honest, sorry, but I'm not gonna be able to take you in the car. I was gonna take Ava out on some driving lessons, like sit next to her, but I can't because you're gonna be learning how to do it, aren't you? You're not doing manual, are you?
I'm doing automatic.
Yeah.
I'm doing automatic.
Won't be able to take you. And we thought that it'd be quite cute and funny to take you with us on stuff like that, but yeah, we won't be able to now.
The thing with driving is that I thought, as every person does, I've been in a car loads of times. I'm just going to step in and do it amazing. Obviously got into the car. My dad took me before I got any lessons in his car. Mind you, this car is like 16 years old. Bloody Swift. Took me to Tesco's car park.
Your dad's car was actually my first car, except mine was black.
So we literally went to Tesco's car park and on a Sunday at like 6 o'clock. I went in, drove around. It turns out I couldn't even start the car. My dad, bless him, just had back surgery.
Oh no!
Literally going in the bloody passenger seat. Couldn't start the car, and it was an horrendous journey. Anyway,
oh poor Graham.
I think it was 3 lessons in manual. Freaked out too much. Couldn't do it.
She's a hothead as well, I know.
Yeah. So then I started doing automatic, and I was actually good in automatic. Like automatic's easy. But I just didn't stick to it because I just dreaded it, and I was busy all the time because I was working, and like I just didn't have time to do it. And then when I did have time, I was just dreading it so much that I just worked myself so much that I just never did it.
Shall we talk a little bit about? So obviously we've mentioned that the podcast is about sisterhood, women, and we thought we'd sort of like end on like a topic more so on like sort of inspirational women.
Yes.
Yeah, women who inspire us. We thought we'd mention 3 women
from different categories.
Yes.
So we've got one author, one businesswoman, and then one motivational speaker.
Have you got a motivational speaker, or did you go for something else?
I have got a motivational speaker.
Ooh,
I don't know
okay.
whether she's classed as motivational speaker, but I know she's definitely done a few.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to mention my mother because, first off, because this lady is probably the most inspirational person in my life. And I wouldn't really want to mention three women without mentioning my mother, because she does inspire me every day. She was a single mum, and I think that, yeah, she just deserves to be mentioned because I take so much from her. She's kind. She does everything for me. You know, all right, she doesn't do everything for me, but she will do anything for me if I wanted her to. She's always there for me, and I just think that, like, she aspires I aspire to be like her, you know, just in sort of like her kindness and the way that she treats people, and how she is just effortless, that she just loves effortlessly, like, is amazing. Out because even though I'm mentioning these three women, if you're gonna watch, you inspire me every day.
You inspire me as well, love.
She loves Ava like a daughter, obviously.
Love it.
We're actually going on holiday together on Friday. Yay!
That I need to tell my mum about.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, love Andrea. She's a very kind, intelligent, beautiful woman who is just very, very accepting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I love her a lot.
And that no judgment, like, that's my mother. She does, yeah, she can be like a little opinionated now and again, but it's not like, I don't know, I just think she just accepts everyone, doesn't she? And she is there no matter what. And yeah, she's just amazing woman. Okay, so my author is first, yeah? So my author is going to be Jacqueline Wilson. Lots of people might remember her from childhood. She was a massive inspiration of mine growing up because I had so many of her books. Story of Tracy Beaker was probably like an infamous book / program growing up. But
I loved that as well.
So good.
I loved it.
So good. And I think that, like, it was like very, you know, it's sort of like she filtered into ages, like, sort of to come, really, didn't she? Because obviously you probably read some of her books as well. Across years, and then she's recently wrote one called Begin Again. I'm literally, it's called Think Again, because and it's a follow on from Girls, and yeah, and I think that, like, it feels like you're still reading one of Jacqueline Wilson's books, and I think that a lot of experiences that I went through when I was growing up related to a lot of her characters as well, and I just absolutely loved what she did for young girls at that time. I had so many of her books, so many.
I had a few.
One that stands out is Lola Rose, but yeah, the story of Tracy Beaker was just, yeah, such a massive part of my life. But yeah, love Jacqueline Wilson.
So my author is going to be Enid Blyton. So Enid Blyton was a staple in my childhood. Like, I used to read her beds to go to sleep every night, like Up the Faraway Tree.
Oh, love Moonface.
Moonface is my favourite. I'm going to get a tattoo of him, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to be my first tattoo.
Love that.
Yeah, just my favourite. Like, her books were so magical, and I was very much one of those kids that believed in fairies and goblins and mermaids, and I was just, like, my mum and my nan were very, like, they believed in, like, mythical creatures. Like, they're very superstitious then. So, like, I'd always grown up with, like, don't do this because ghosts are around, or don't do this, like, oh, we never know, there might be werewolves in the forest, and dragons were real at some point, like, oh, the Loch Ness Monster's real, like, all that type of thing. So my nan owned a B&B in Newquay by the, literally opposite the sea. So she used to read me, and she used to have, like, themed bedrooms. So she'd always read me, like mythological things to go to sleep, like fairies and things like that. And we used to find little, like, fairy houses and fairy mushrooms. And
do you ever read the book The Secret Garden?
Yeah.
Oh wow, what a book!
And we used to have she used to find shark eggs and, like, call them, like, oh my god, these are like mermaid shells and things like that. Like very.
I'm sure there was a book called Fairies or something like that as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like the different fairies,
Mm.
like the Winx saga and that. I love
Yeah.
stuff like that. So yeah, Enid Blyton is my favourite author and a very inspirational woman. I think she just she made it so magical, and I think she was a very big part of my childhood and my belief system when I was little, and all the lovely things and very like innocent childhood things. And I think she's probably one of the main reasons I love mythological things right now. So
Yeah.
that's my woman, inspirational woman.
The Wishing Chair. I used to have a hardback copy of The Wishing Chair.
I
Purple.
had every single book she'd ever written.
My nan always used to buy me Enid Blyton. And like I used to watch the program, the Faraway Tree, but my nan always used to write in the book, the front of the book, saying sort of like to Hannah, and I just remember like I would have like say the wishing chair for my 4th birthday or whatever, but I would have that. And I had that copy for years, but it was just I just remember it being like a purple cover, but that was one of my favourites as well.
Yeah, my nan
like to read to go to bed.
It. Yeah,
it's just the best.
And lots of shells, and then my mum used to say. I was a very attached child, so I had very big separation anxiety. So I slept.
Maybe this is why we're friends.
Maybe, yeah. I slept in my mum's bed.
Same.
Like from the ages of like 4 to 12.
This is definitely a talk that we need to do.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
But my mum used to say to me before we slept, "We'll meet in our dreams. Where do you want to meet?"
Oh, that's cute.
And we used to meet, and I always used to say, "Oh, we'll meet in the tree, in the faraway tree, or we'll meet by Silky and the fairies, and like, or we'll meet in the ocean with the mermaids and stuff like that." So
cute.
That's why I love Enid Blyton. Very nostalgic memories and very inspirational woman.
Love that from you, Ava.
Thank you.
Again, see, we've got things in common, you know?
Well, I would hope so. Considering,
Heidi of the Hills as well. Right, this is the last book I'm going to mention.
Jesus.
Heidi of the Hills. And I just, shout out to my nan for, reading me all these as well, mind. Before I used to go to bed. Love that from her. Heidi of the Hills was literally, and I remember that book as well. The cover, the smell, just love it. I love walking into a bookshop. It's the best thing ever. So my businesswoman, you know what I'm going to say now. Yeah. I was thinking about changing things, but no, I'm going to go Molly May Haig. Honestly, I just think that because I think she gets sort of a lot of stick for the fact that obviously she was on Love Island for fame, but it clearly was a business move, and it was probably the best one that she ever made in her life because she had a relationship that worked out because of it. Whatever has happened now, whenever the last couple of months, whatever. But she clearly she has had a relationship from it, and she's also had very, very successful businesses. And I just think that she got a lot of slate for what she said with the 24 hours in the day, the same 24 hours in the day. And I think a lot of nurses and a lot of teachers was sort of on it. What I could see from the comments and stuff. And I think that she wasn't really going at it from that angle. I just think she meant that everybody sort of has the same, the same 24 hours. What she does in those 24 hours may be different to, maybe she doesn't sit down and watch telly at 7:00. Maybe she chooses to, I don't know, do something towards her business. Do you know what I mean? That type of thing. I could see what she was saying. I could definitely see it from another person's perspective as well, that people probably think I don't have that time because I'm a nurse, but she wasn't saying it from that perspective. Obviously she hasn't chosen to be a nurse, she's chosen to be a businesswoman. I don't know her personally, but I feel like I do, and I think she does it so well. So I had to go with Molly May because I just think I'm not actually sure, I think it was 2019 that she won Love Island, because I had a Love Island party that year with my friends, and I was proper invested. And I think since that, the fact that that was literally 6 years ago, she has done so much with her time and her life and her businesses that I just, to hats off to her. She's amazing. I think she's just amazing in what she does. And she still helps us, she still gets us totally invested in her life. And and I think she just comes across as a real person, who's accomplished amazing things, just as like lots of other people have as well. But I just think that she seems real. And I love what she does.
So my businesswoman is Pat McGrath. So Pat McGrath, I think, is so inspirational and has been since I was a little girl. Obviously, she's very talented. So, obviously she was the first ever makeup artist to be given a damehood, and she is classed as the mother of makeup. And she's just so inspirational. Like, she's become this amazing, like, phenomenal, historical makeup artist, and she's done so much, and she's so inspirational. And
I've never used her products.
No, I can't afford them. I would die.
As your nan?
No. She met her though.
Wow.
She worked till they went.
Ava's nan's she was a makeup artist, wasn't she?
She was a makeup artist.
She still is.
Yeah.
I can't say she was. Her makeup is absolutely stunning.
Yeah. No, she was a makeup artist, and she was like a manager or whatever in Estee Lauder in Howells in Cardiff. She actually trained lots of the women who do QVC to sell products. Yeah. So anyway, but my nan loved Pat McGrath, so therefore, I love Pat McGrath. She is I think she's an amazing businesswoman. She's done so well for herself. And she's been working for yonks. Literally yonks. Like, everybody knows who Pat McGrath is. And she's been working so hard for so many years. And I think she's, really, really inspirational. Very inspirational.
Love that. So next we're going to go motivational speaker. We're going to go motivational speaker. Like, this one's a big one for me, because I follow quite like a lot of like psychologists. I did psychology at uni, so like, I don't know, I just feel like as if like human behaviour and how we think and how we work as humans I just love it. I love delving into it. That's probably a pastime of mine. It's a hobby of mine. And but I would say the person that stands out for me at the minute and it's sort of had the most impact on me, I would say, in the last sort of like year, is a lady called Mel Robbins. There's lots. Why are you smiling at me?
Because I just knew it was going to be her.
Because I keep saying to Ava, just let them. With the let them theory. Her let them theory is literally, I feel as if it has like helped me change my mindset towards certain like situations, and not so much like towards people, but I just think in sort of how I'm holding myself and what I'm holding in you. And I just think like, I love the fact that like she's come up with this let them theory. Don't get me wrong. It's probably, it's like when somebody says like comparison is the thief of joy, that's been a saying that has been around for so long. And it's something that I probably used so many times, but she just comes out with the let them theory because I just love it, because it's just like, she's telling you sort of not to waste time on thinking about what others are thinking, really. Because I think as humans, we tend to worry about things like that, whether we're like a people pleaser. I feel like I'm telling you, I'm like preaching to you right now. Whether we're a people pleaser or whether we're just sort of like comparing ourselves to others. We do spend a lot of time doing that. There's a lot of the like socials, like there's a lot of that now. And I think that she's just saying that like, if a person wants to be the way they are, then just let them. Like, you cannot change anyone. And I think that's been like a massive sort of like enlightenment for me over the past sort of like year, and I just think, because I think that like when you spend so much time thinking about what others are thinking, then you end up just wasting time basically. And I think that I do agree that like, comparison is the thief of joy, and it's taken me a long time personally. And I think I'm still on that journey, but I love her analogies. I love like how she explains things. If you haven't heard of Mel Robbins before, like you should definitely go and check her out, because the stuff that she comes up with is amazing. Just let it happen. It doesn't matter. And I just love it. The let them theory is amazing.
My motivational speaker is Michelle Obama. I don't really need to clarify why. She's amazing, and she's a very inspirational person, very inspirational woman. And I think that she handles herself with such grace and elegance. I think she's very confident in the fact that she is a boss bitch, and she is amazing, and she doesn't really need anybody else to validate that for her. She's Michelle Obama.
Do you remember that TikTok we did and you were reading Michelle Obama's?
Yeah.
Michelle Obama,
Yeah.
what is that?
I know.
And then, yeah, he was reading Michelle Obama in the coffee shop.
I love Michelle Obama. I think she handles herself with grace, and I really, really think she's an amazing person. So,
Love it.
that's my motivational speaker.
So, like, that sort of, like, draws the podcast, the first ever episode,
To an end.
We are going to try and bring these out weekly.
Yes.
As long as we have no technical issues.
Hopefully.
You should have a podcast every Friday ready for you for the weekend. We were going to sort of end with the let them theory, but I just went off on a tangent. So we thought as well that we'd end with a little bit of like a manifestation for you going into the next week. So I think, like, should we both say a little bit?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say that I hope the week brings you happiness and health.
My manifestation, not just for you guys, but for myself as well, is to go into the next week striving to achieve goals without being negative and drawing or like pinpointing negative things about yourself. So instead of being overly critical of you, I want you guys to be manifesting, achieving and thriving in life.
Ooh, thriving and surviving. Love it.
But I don't want you to survive, guys. I want you to enjoy. I want you to enjoy life instead of just surviving, you know?
Don't fly by the seat of your pants.
Okay.
Yeah. But we thought we'd bring this to the table every week. You know, something quite light-hearted this week. So, with that being said, thank you for listening. And we'll see you next week.
See you.